Hey there, this is Linda and welcome back to my channel. We are now in July, so let's take a look back on how June went in my Hobonichi Cousin. Let's dive in. Okay, you guys, we are halfway through the year. I want to first point out this thing is chunky. And it's getting to the point where it's hard to write in it, which is annoying because I like to paste things in. I like to add ephemera. I like to add things, but it makes it so thick, which is hard to write in. And we're only halfway through the year. So I think I have committed at this point for 2025 to use the Avec system, because then I would be starting a new book right now and this would be done and I'd have this fresh, clean one. And I'm also struggling because it's so thick. I'm just going to show you quickly here. This is my pouch and it seems really empty right now because none of my journals are in here, but I like to travel with my journals in here and just like take them around with me. And I put inside of here, this one, my craft planner and my everyday carry, and with markers and everything in here, it gets too chunky with this. It fit perfectly fine at the beginning of the year, but now it's rough. And so for those reasons, I don't know that I could do another one of these Hobonichi Cousins. That said, I absolutely love this planner. I love it as my journal. It's working so great for me in terms of the format. I just need a thinner book size that's easier to carry around and write in. I also hadn't got the Hans or HONs that they had this year, where they had the Hobonichi, but it had like fun patterned covers. And I had wanted to get one of those, but I was concerned because what I do, I'm just going to show you as an example. So say it's, August 2nd and I want to write here. I can't. This is too chunky. So what I have to do is I will open it and flatten it out by bending the spine back on itself, which is totally fine. With the Hobonichi Cousin, the spine is meant to be able to do that. And then this is more of a flat page to write on. The problem though is with the Hobonichi Han, I'm not sure you can do that. So if anyone has one of those, let me know your thoughts and if you can do that. But my hope is that they make some of those fun covers in the Avec system next year, because I would like that option. Okay, diving right in. So we're gonna start. Here are my trackers, and you can see I completely finished them because the next July is on the next spread. I'm still going to continue tracking pretty much the same things. I switched it up a little bit. So for the month of June, and these are my like fun trackers. So let's back up a little bit. If you're new to my channel, I track like functional things and functional planning in my everyday carry planner. And in here, this is just like my hobbies. This is my journal. This is fun. So what I put here is I'm tracking whether or not I planned in my planner, scrapbooked, journaled, worked on one of my other journals because I have a couple other ones like my commonplace notebook and such. So I'm just tracking those all as one. Cross stitch, which I've been off of a cross stitch kick, you can see, for a while now. But I go through phases and I tend to do it more in the winter. So that will probably show up again as being really prominent at another time of the year. My stamp organization, fun reading, which is one of my most common hobbies. You can see it's pretty consistent throughout the year. Nonfiction reading, which I'm not as good at, but that's where I do my annotating. Playing the piano, which I have kind of fallen off on. And playing on my Nintendo Switch, which I do fairly regularly. I track all of these just more for my own information. These are things I do for fun. So I'm not like, oh my God, I have to scrapbook every day. It's more just, I want to know where my hobby time is going so that I kind of have that realistic view of what I'm working on so I can intentionally shift it if I need to. Then my monthlies. So my monthlies, I'm continuing with the same format. And this is basically what I'm doing is a image a day. A lot of these are cut out of magazines. Some of them are stickers, and then I have some doodles. And this is just basically trying to recap what happened. Sometimes they're just very minor nods to the day. Like here we got ice cream. Here we purchased paint to paint our reading room. Sometimes it's more literal, like this, we went to Lake Placid for these 3 days, so I found a Lake Placid thing that covered all 3 days. And other times it's just like some little like thought about, like this just says Summertime Memories, June 2024. There wasn't anything really specific, but I wanted to use that sticker because it was dated. Then let's go to my weeklies. So again, my weeklies are following the same format. I haven't really switched this up much. This is super, super helpful and useful for me for my project life. So basically what I do is I come in here daily or almost daily, and I will just write out what I did in the day and just kind of an overview. Not a lot of specifics, but just like random thoughts. Like here we went shopping, so I listed out all the places we went. And then I use Coffee Monsterz Co stickers, which I keep in these little books. And I have these linked in my Amazon storefront, but I will also share the link below. But these are from Hobonichi, and they're like photo albums, I think, but they fit the Coffee Monsterz Co stickers perfectly. So I have a few of them to organize my Coffee Monsterz Co stickers, and I use those to just kind of decorate and have fun in here. I also put washi tape, put my meals across the bottom, and then what I've started recently is putting what kit or products I'm going to be using for my Project Life spread for that week, because that can kind of help give me some ideas while I'm writing things out of specific things I want to document, such as like if this was a themed story kit, like say this was the morning story kit, then I'd want to focus more on like the morning in terms of documenting what stories from the day. I also have like my highlights along the edge, and that's just like specific like things that happened this week that I want to make sure to include in my Project Life spread. And just kind of reading over this kind of gives me an overview of what happened in the week. Here, moving on, so you can see I'm doing the same format every week. I pick a different washi tape. This week I was using this one from Cocoa Daisy. This is part of their August subscription, and you guys, I have to say, this is one of like my favorite washi tapes. I have it right here. Like this is just, I love this washi tape so much, so you're going to be seeing that one pop up a lot. It's just also super colorful. And then here I went with more of a blue color scheme with this washi. This was from Coffee Monsterz Co. So I love the Coffee Monsterz Co washis, and I do use them, but I kind of feel like I might like it like this more, where the icons are just throughout here, because here there's just so many little faces. And I don't know, it's fun and it makes it like a little bit busier, but at the same time, I don't know, it might be too much for me. This week I really loved how this one came out. So here's a new washi tape that I picked up when I was in Lake Placid, and it had like these purple flowers on it. So I pulled my purple mild liner. So I'm using my mild liners pretty frequently in here. And I pulled my purple one and used that to kind of highlight some things. And then I did Juneteenth large there and outlined it. And I liked that pop in the middle of the spread. And then here's another one, again, with the Coffee Monsterz Co washi. I feel like it's just too many little faces. But I don't know, I still probably will do it because I love the washi tapes. This is like a hobby one. And that's the end of June. So now let's move to the daily pages. Okay, so I always start with my vision board or mood board. I'm not sure whether I want to call these a vision board or a mood board, because they're kind of like setting the mood for the month of things I want to focus on or how I want the month to go, and just kind of setting my intentions moving into the month. And they're fun. So here is my June one, and for this one I have a process video where I'm setting up all of my planners for the month of June. So if you want to see that, I will link that for you guys down below. But that's also on my channel in my Plan With Me videos. And then here, moving into June. So I like to add some ephemera in here. So here's like a sticker from some new shoes. I add in other stickers. This one is from Brandy Kincaid. I love her stickers, so she shows up, her stickers show up a lot in here. More washi tape. This one is from Abby C's Patreon mail, which I get that. I really love her stickers as well. And then this is something cut out of magazine. I like to include things cut out of magazines, washi tape, and like just various doodles and things. So I also like to put a lot of large text. I use the soft tip Tombow Funazuki, and I talked about that in a previous video about how much I love making these large titles with it. And you can see I'm kind of just journaling about whatever I feel like. Here I didn't fill in the page on the 4th, so I came back and filled it in on some other days when I had more time and maybe those pages were already full. Here I'm swatching my new washi tape from the Sun Drenched collection. These were the ones that were in the washi trio. I think that they're the same ones. I think those were all the ones I got. I can't remember now if those were all the washi I got. But I really, really love these colors. This one, though, is my favorite. I also included a review here. So I talked about this on Instagram, but I wanted to share with you guys. So this was my media journal for 2024. And I absolutely love this cover. It's so cute. I love how it turned out. And this is the Hobonichi Day Free in the A6 size. So you can see it's like half the size of the A5. Oh, the corner's bent. And my plan in here was to document all of my media in 2024. And you can see I kind of started out strong and then I fell off. I have a few things more documented and then a lot of blank ones. And then if you flip here, like there's more, all these ones like, and then there's some where I put the pictures and some I just made notes. I didn't even like include them. So it's like very spaced out, right? And I was like, oh my gosh, it was stressing me out thinking about going back and filling all of this in. And I'm like, I don't remember some of these things. And then I was like, you know what? I really just don't have the bandwidth to have an extra journal. So I decided I'm going to just bail on this journal. It's super cute. I love the cover. I am going to keep it as part of my archive, but I'm not going to add to it anymore. Instead, I'm going to add my media directly in here. I do really like the concept of documenting my media and reflecting on it, especially my books. And I feel like if I'm putting it in here, I will devote the time and energy to it because when I'm doing that, I'm not journaling other stuff, right? So it's filling the page. And I do have enough blank pages in here that I need to fill. It's a great way to fill it. So I went and added Deadpool 2 in here. And you can see I put the date on it because that was when we actually watched it, which was this day rather than this day, but it's fine as long as it's like kind of close. Here, moving into the 5th, more journaling. I'm really just like very much enjoying how this flow is going. I was very much like in the flow of journaling, adding stickers. A lot of these stickers, these bigger ones, I get from Redbubble. So I just like placed an order at the beginning of the year, which is like a bunch of them. And I'm not gonna lie, it wasn't super cheap, but they are affordable enough. Like they are definitely cheaper than like some places where you get these big stickers that are like $6 each. And then it feels like too precious to put in here. But I'm trying to push myself to just like put stuff in here because this matters to me. I love this journal. Having something like this in here, I'm gonna see it rather than just having it in my stash. Another movie. And then here's a printout. I do take a lot of screenshots on Instagram or elsewhere online, and I will print them out and include them in here. And I have my paper and stuff that I use for that linked in my Amazon storefront. So if you're curious, like the process for that, go check that out. This day I decided to swatch my Mildliners because I never actually swatched them in here and they don't have names on them. So sometimes it's like easier when you can see them drawn out to kind of know which one you're gonna get because the lid doesn't always match what it's actually going to look like. Like this one here is this lilac. It's much lighter in real life. This day we went to see Back to the Future, the musical, and I cut this out of like a flyer. And then we went to Johnny's, which is a restaurant near here, and they had like these stickers. So I just grabbed that and stuck it in here. Sunday, cutting out things from magazines. Here for this one, this right here is a sticker from Coco Daisy. It was part of their August Kids. Oh my gosh, I love these stickers. They're like a bunch of ones that look like clips and stuff. I need to use them in here more because that's just so fun, the way that that looks like an actual binder clip. Here was my summer bucket list, and I love how this one came out. I started adding some dates for the things that I've done so far. Still have a lot to do. It is, very early in July right now though, so I do have the time to continue on this list. And some of these are scheduled for specific dates, like going to the Eras tour. But what I decided, and I think I reflected on this in some of my journaling, is that I don't really love this in here because it's a break from the regular style. I think that I'm going to start putting this type of stuff in my everyday carry planner instead and leave this planner for just my daily journaling. Here I did a book reflection for Real Americans. I included some quotes and everything. I really enjoyed how that one turned out. I think I already shared that one on Instagram. And then we went to Lake Placid for the weekend. So I do a lot more journaling when we travel about like what we actually did because I want more information documented than I can do in just the weekly spreads. So that's kind of what was going on here. I took one of the papers from the pad of paper that came from the hotel room, got new washi. And then here I cut out a bunch of things, and I have a travel and document with me video for my trip to Lake Placid, and I included my journaling in here in that video. So if you want to see the process for that and hear more about it, go check out that video. Here's my drive. The day we drove home, I did a little more journaling and just filling stuff in. And then back to the normal week. This was like a fun page. I really love how this one turned out. And then this day I was just like done. So I wrote, ugh, that is all, because it was just like a really frustrating day. And then I ended up coming back and putting in one of my shows on here. I might actually come back and put some more media down here if I have something else that needs to be filled in. Otherwise, that will just stay blank. Here, so I went shopping and I got some clothes from Dry Goods. And I really, really loved how their bag looked, like the shopping bag. So I cut it out and put that in here, and I really love that look. So I think I'm gonna do that some more with some other, whenever I go shopping, I'm gonna get the paper bags and cut it out and include that in here. This was Juneteenth. I added this little bit ahead of time. When I was flipping through magazines, I saw the word Juneteenth and I cut it out and put it on here before the date. I do that sometimes to like kind of set up my page. I haven't fully decided whether I like it or not. Like sometimes it's nice to have a starting point, but other times it's not going to match the mood I'm feeling when I hit that page. So I'm still working that out. This day, I did two media things. I documented a book that I finished the day before and a movie we actually watched on this day. And then I just had this like flash flooding in the middle because that was kind of the story of the day. Here, some journaling and then some blank space. Sometimes I'm going to have blank space. That's okay. I really like the way that this page looks. Like I was really focusing at this point in time on like trying to come up with what planners and journals I wanted to use. My current planner was not working for me, and I was kind of already thinking about my 2025 planners, starting to sketch some things out, making some lists. I know it's early for that, but that's what I was motivated to do and think about because my current planner system wasn't working. And instead of buying a new one to start mid-year, because I was like, it's kind of early to kind of just be thinking about 25 and like needing to just be in this planner for 6 months is not functional. I kind of reworked how I'm doing my planning in my current planner. And I guess I can show you guys that quickly, but here's what I'm working in. It's the B6 Common Planner. And I basically decided that the vertical weeklies, while they work really great for me in here for documenting, don't work for functional planning for me. I need a horizontal weekly. And what I ended up doing was just kind of setting up my own horizontal weekly in here. So this is the current week, and just documenting like my daily list next to it. So I think that's what I'm going to be doing for the rest of 2024. But for 2025, I'm leaning towards getting the Take a Note planner, which is similar setup to that. But we'll see. I will share more about my journal and planner lineup for 2025, probably in September, October. So stay tuned for that. Here's another day where I didn't have a lot going on, so I added some media in here. and some printouts. This was a nice page. I like how this one came out. We watched a movie, A Quiet Place 2, and I wanted to document it immediately, but I haven't printed out the cover yet, but that's fine because I knew how much space to leave. So when I print it out, I'll put it on here. And part of that is just because when I print media and stuff, I print on an 8.5 by 11 page. So I want enough to fill up the paper. And so printing just one cover isn't going to be enough. So I'll wait till I have a few and some other like things like this to print out, and then I'll print a page. Here I had an oral argument, so I was documenting that. And then this one, I really liked how that one came out. I wish I had kind of finished these, but it is what it is. It's okay. I do really like how this one came out. I feel like my style is evolving so much throughout the year, and I'm really loving where I'm ending up with it. And I can't even imagine what my style is going to look like when I am a few years down the road into these Hobonichis. Using the Hobonichi Cousin has really given me the space and the motivation I needed to journal daily, which is a habit that I've always wanted to have and have never been able to stick with before. And I think part of that is because of the daily pages. It keeps me accountable. I have that dated page, and I know that there's sometimes people feel pressure from that because some days you don't want to journal, which is okay. That's when I can come back and fill the day in with like my media like this or different things. It's fine. But if I don't have the daily pages prompting me, I'm going to, suddenly I'll skip a day, and then I'll skip a week, and then I'll skip a month, and I will forget about the journal entirely. I have tried the undated ones and they just don't work for me. So this is wrapping up the month of June. I didn't finish journaling this day, but I just wrote goodbye June. I added a sticky note in here, which is something I've been doing a little bit here. I really love how Brandy Kincaid does that, and it looks so smooth and seamless when she does it. So I'm going to try to kind of work that into my style a little bit, but we'll see. Anyways, that is a wrap of June in my Hobonichi Cousin. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. I hope this gave you some insight into what my daily journaling looks like and some inspiration to take back to your own journals. Thank you guys so much for being here. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them down below. And as always, I hope to see you guys all in the next one. Bye.